We are the American Legion Department of New Jersey. Be the one.
All right, this time I'm going to call on Dave Bagatelle. I just wanted to make sure he's back there. I didn't see him. Okay. I'll call upon Mr. Burley Hanna, our NEC, for a purpose of introduction. There you go.
Thank you. Normally, our comrade, past Department Commander Ted Howarth would be doing this. He is the president of the Boys State Trustee. I am the vice president of the Boys State Trustees. I've had the pleasure of working with this program for over 25 years. And to see and hear what we do at the Boys State program is so amazing that I adopted the program, or in fact, they adopted me. The gentleman that I'm going to be bringing up shortly, the executive director, Dave Bagatelle, he took the helms back in 2005. I had the pleasure of seeing the executive director prior to that. I have seen changes that if it wasn't for the former Boy Staters, this program would not have reached the heights that it is at this particular time. We're, I believe, the 5th largest, but to see them come in on a Sunday and work to get everything that's coming is just amazing. By Monday, they start running the program themselves. I've had the pleasure of starting as a staff member. Usually you start on the 3rd floor as a beginner, and then the following year you work your way down to the 2nd floor, and then you get to the 1st floor, you know you've made it. I am now as they call us, a senior staff member. And as I said, back in the day when the foundation of the Boys State was formulated, there was some pushback, not realizing what that foundation does for the Boys State program. I've seen runners where we used to have young men, young boys, grab the paperwork from each city and get it to the main office to be processed. That foundation has taken us into the 21st century with computers, where every city has, there's a two-party system, not Republican, not Democrat. Each one has a laptop to do their work, to get their reports in. So it is really an honor for me to introduce our executive director, David Bagatelle. Dave?
Hey, man, I'm seeing. Good to see you too. See you next week, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you. It's great to be here. I'm going to hold off on giving my report until after we hear first and foremost from somebody much more important than me, and hopefully someone that's going to make you all feel proud. So we're very honored today to have 4 highest elected level positions in American Legion, Jersey Boys State. Today we have our Lieutenant Governor, who was elected Lieutenant Governor during the gubernatorial election during the week last year in our 2024 session. Last year's Lieutenant Governor was Joel Abraham. Joel is from Monroe Township in Middlesex County. He was sponsored by Post 522, and I think we're really fortunate to have Joel because in just 2 weeks he begins his career as at the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. So. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the 2024 American Legion Jersey Boys State Lieutenant Governor, Joel Abraham. Joel?
Good job, Joel. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. As you know, my name is Joel Abraham, and I'm currently a senior at Monroe Township High School. It's in the Central Jersey area. And I was given the privilege of attending Boys State, the New Jersey Boys State, last summer. And despite a hectic week, I was blessed with the opportunity to run for lieutenant governor. Unfortunately, our governor and our two Boys Nation senators were not able to be here, but I consider this a huge privilege to stand in front of everyone that has supported one of my most memorable experiences in my entire lifetime. And I will say this, that as I prepare for a military lifestyle, the 1 week that I had in 2024, American Legion Jersey Boys State has truly blessed me with the opportunity to develop myself, my character, and those around me. This experience has been an absolute blessing, and being the lieutenant governor, it's helped develop my leadership, my character, and my resilience just within that span, and I hope to develop that in the future. I don't want to make this very long, but the experience that I had at West Point was very hectic. Despite very little time to prepare for speeches, there's a whole lot of campaigning, there's a whole lot of networking, things that would carry on for the rest of your life. And those experiences, being able to talk to my peers and to gather support from those around me, it's stuff that, it's unforgettable memories that you'll make over the span of 1 week. And my journey to lieutenant governor, it started from being just a city councilman running for a county position, and then going from city councilman to city party chair to the county party chair, and then I wanted to run for the state party chair. However, despite all my greatest efforts, it didn't exactly work out. But one thing about politics is that there's several routes to get to where you want to go. And so being the county party chair, I was able to advocate for myself, and I was able to run for the position of lieutenant governor alongside Aiden Kerr, who was the gubernatorial candidate for our party. And we had quite a memorable experience gathering the support of over 850 delegates that were there throughout the span of the week, and witnessing every single one of their development and my own development. I'm unforgettably grateful for all the experiences that Boys State has blessed me with. Thank you.
Here you go. Let me get a picture of you. It's a coin, that's what you're always going to get. Dave, let me get a picture. Come on, Dave. Okay. It gets me. I'm sorry. Really, do you want to get in here with us?
So just want to give the report of the 78th annual session, which was our 2024 session. Our 2024 session of American Legion Jersey Boys State, or as we refer to it, ALJBS, was our 78th annual session. I'm pleased to report that 2024 was another resounding success. Our amazing all-volunteer staff did an incredible job planning and hosting the 2024 session. Thank you and kudos to the entire staff, many of whom are in this room. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Registration for last year's program held at Rider University, which, believe it or not, is our 55th year at Rider, had 767 total paid delegates. 604 of those were post-sponsored, and 163 were self-sponsored in 2024 versus 720 total paid delegates in 2023. 577 of those were post-sponsored, and 143 were self-sponsored. So we increased our delegate count by 7%, which, by the way, we're one of only a handful of programs in the entire country that are actually growing. So thank you to all of you for your hard work and your sponsorship of our delegates. And just to let you in on a little secret, you know, we fire up Boys State this weekend. The staff will start arriving tomorrow. Delegates will arrive on Sunday. We expect the delegate count to be over 800 this year. So really, really amazing. Thank you. Um, 89% of our delegates in 2024 versus 91% in 2023 were either elected or appointed to a political position at ALJBS, which demonstrates a high level of engagement by our delegates. And that was equally distributed between post and self-sponsored delegates. We're encouraged by our positive registration trends, and we continue to be one of the largest and most successful Boys State programs in the entire country. As Burley said, we're now the 5th largest Boys State program in the country, and we thank everybody for their support and hard work on the program. On a financial basis, the program had a small loss on an operating basis this year. However, we continue to closely manage our finances and closely monitor our contract with Rider University. We also continue to receive tremendous support from the New Jersey Boys State Foundation. The foundation evolved out of our continued travels to the National Boys State Directors Conference in Indianapolis, where we compare notes with other Boys State programs around the country and bring new ideas back to New Jersey. The foundation has donated well over $2 million in cash, in-kind donations, and consulting time since it was founded in 2002. Our current fee of $300 is one of the lowest fees in the country compared to other large Boys State programs. The fee was last increased for the 2023 session. The fee for self-sponsored delegates, by the way, is $350, $300 tuition plus a $50 non-refundable application fee. We'd like to point out that ALJBS is still a great value, especially since we are considered by national headquarters to be one of the top Boys State programs in the country. The $300 fee covers all aspects of the program for the delegate, including room, board, and supplies. Over the past several years, we've implemented several revenue-enhancing and expense-saving initiatives that have balanced our budget. We will continue to look for additional revenue enhancements and expense savings to keep the delegate fee as low as possible for our posts and delegates in the future. Our speakers last year were excellent, as always. Prominent speakers included former Governor Christine Todd Whitman, New Jersey Attorney General and former ALJBS delegate Matthew Platkin, American Legion Department of New Jersey Commander Charles Andy Jackson, and Senate candidate Curtis Bashaw. In keeping with the tradition that we began several years ago, we had a graduation speaker to address the delegates, parents, and Legionnaires. Last year's graduation speaker was New Jersey State Police Lieutenant Colonel Fred Fife. We're very proud of ALJBS's governor, Aidan Kerr, who is from Hillside and Union County. He was a self-sponsored delegate. You just heard from our Lieutenant Governor, Joel Abraham. Our Boys Nation senators were elected on the last day of the program and were Jack Hade from Chatham in Morris County, sponsored by Post 43, and Levi Schiffer from Maplewood in Essex County, and he was sponsored by Post 59. Our alternates to Boys Nation were Jake Dombrowski from Middletown in Monmouth County. He was sponsored by Post 338, and Dwayne Woodard from Galloway in Atlantic County, who was sponsored by Post 158. Each of our delegates completes a Boys State evaluation form at the conclusion of the week. These surveys help us determine whether we are successfully performing our mission to teach government, politics, patriotism, leadership, and Americanism to the most outstanding young men entering the senior class in New Jersey's high schools. I'm pleased to report that this year's survey showed an overwhelming approval rating of the program content and staff. I could not have been more pleased with the staff and the level of support they provided me with in my 18th year as director. I wish to acknowledge the tremendous assistance I received throughout the year from my assistant directors, my program deans, and the entire ALJBS staff. I also wish to acknowledge the support that this program receives from the officers and trustees of the American Legion Boys State Corporation, the American Legion Department of New Jersey, and our outstanding volunteer staff. I want to personally thank President and PDC Ted Howarth, Vice President, PDC and NEC Burley Hanna, Department Adjutant John Baker, Department ALJBS Program Specialist Tammy Abrabu, as well as the entire staff at Legion Headquarters in Trenton. Of course, I would be remiss if I did not thank and recognize Department Commander Charles Andy Jackson and his Vice Commanders for their support and assistance. Finally, I wish to thank all of you for the opportunity you afforded me and the trust you placed in me to serve as Executive Director of this outstanding program and its exceptional staff. Future will not be without challenges. However, with your support and the staff and infrastructure that we now have in place, I believe that we were well positioned to face those challenges. Thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you again next year.
Again, Dave, thank you very much. So good, Dave.
Appreciate that. See you next week sometime.
We are the American Legion Department of New Jersey. Be the one.